Hi guys, welcome back. I hope you're enjoying the video so far. Today we're going to go over the lower body armor blockout and basically defining some more of the legs and the lower body overall. As always, I begin with masking out areas, especially when it comes to armor and stuff of this type. Masking out areas based on the body itself is always a good idea because you get the form correct or close to what you like from the get-go. Here I'm using the panel loops. I decided to use the panel loops this time as opposed to extract, simply because I get cleaner shapes from the panel loops. I mentioned before in the other video, the other blockout video, that you can use either or extract. It gets the job done, it works, but there's now things like panel loops that gives you much cleaner results, and the options are more varied. As you can see here, on the right side you have the bevels. You can play with the bevels, you can play with the polish. There's just a lot more options using the panel loops. From this point on, I think I'm going to start using panel loops a lot more as opposed to extract. The polish by groups, you see on the right side, the polish by features and polish crisp edges. It's really nice options to use. I'm not sure a lot of people know they're there on the deformation tab, but they work really well to polish the overall mesh, especially when using panel loops. It just works really well to give a nice crisp, clean look quickly. Here I'm just trying to follow the concept as close as possible, given the shell more of a shell-like appearance actually, as opposed to armor. So it's more uneven as opposed to very clean manufactured armor that you will see on like sci-fi soldiers or something like that. The creature here, like I mentioned before in other videos, is more crab-like in appearance when it comes to the armor. So having a little unevenness and roughness in the surface will give it a more organic appearance as opposed to more manufactured machine appearance, which I don't believe will work with this guy based on the concept. Here I'm starting to define the muscles a little bit more. Like I mentioned before, I like using anatomy where I can. And this is not anatomically correct, of course, but I just like imposing some of human anatomy into my sculptures, even if they don't warrant it, like this character. It just adds a nice feel, a more familiar feel when you're looking at the character. As opposed to just random muscles everywhere. Again, I'm duplicating and reusing shapes as much as I can. And here I will show you where I use Dynamesh a lot with a duplicated shape just to create a new shape. It's quick, it's fast, efficient, works, and I use it a lot. There, done. I mean, and with this, especially with this time span, I don't have time to go back and forth between 3D applications and stuff to get to match the location, match the feel with the low poly mesh. I just do it in ZBrush, get it done, get it out of the way, and reshape it later. Here I'm just trying to correct the form a little better. Right now the legs on this creature are unusually long, so I'm trying to balance the form to make it look more appealing. So I just went into T-pose to correct the form a little better because I'm still not happy with how it looks. So in T-pose I can adjust the form altogether, like I can adjust the entire character in one shot as opposed to individual subtools. This is far easier to get your mesh into a correct posture. Again, just keep an eye on the concept and make sure I'm getting the cuts where they need to be with the mask. It makes life easier, this masking technique. I don't have to worry about curving the armor around the form, around the limbs, or anything like that. Is pretty much done already as soon as you do it. So like I said, it's a tried and true method. It works. And if you're going to be doing this type of work, it makes sense to do it this way. It's not the only way, obviously, but it just makes sense, right? To do it this way. It's very easy, very quick to to do. And once you build up your base form and get this, put the armor on and stuff like that, it's much easier. As you can see here, it's all the posture and the silhouette are always changing, always on the go. I just corrected the legs a little bit more there. It just wasn't looking right. This stuff is very fluid. Even to the very end, you could be correcting the form and the posture of the character. It basically never ends. Just as long as it looks good, it feels right. You should always be open to correcting your character. Again, Polish Hard doing its work here. As I mentioned in other videos, I really love using Polish Hard. It works so well, and it's not loaded by default. As I mentioned before, it's not loaded by default. It's loaded. You have to go to the brush folder in the lightbox by hitting comma. You go to lightbox, you go to brush, go to the polish folder, and you'll find it in there. Polish Hard. So as you come to the end of this video, that'll be roughly where I'll stop in regards of the lower leg armor. I'll refine it a little bit more in the next stage, but I necessarily won't go any further than this. I'll hop back to other areas of the character, simply because having this here is pretty much enough. It's more than I need to get a visual representation of the overall character.